Welcome to Venture Forward. It's a beautiful day in late April 2023 in southern Arizona. Today I'm going to take our Winnebago Revel out into the backcountry to do some exploring. Last week I took the Jeep and I like to switch it up every now and then. I have fun switching back and forth between the vehicles because RNG, my Jeep, can get me into those hard to reach places, and the van, while a sufficiently capable four-wheel drive vehicle, is far more comfortable around camp. Before I head out, a quick update from this weekend and the past few days around the house. Shannon and I went down to one of our favorite artsy small towns here in Arizona, the town of Bisbee. There we met up with our good friends Jim and Connie, and the group of us went on the Queen Mine Tour.
Don't take pictures of my partner. He's got 2 parking ticket warrants, and I gotta keep him here today. And he's also got an ex-wife that's looking for him. All right, keep going. There's 2 levels up above you, 4 levels below us. All the levels in this mine, as well as the rest of the mines in Bisbee, are 100 foot apart. Also in this mine, there's over 240 miles of railroad track. If I start talking to you about all the mines in Bisbee, you have right at about 5,000 miles of rail underneath you.
I see lava.
Lava! How's it going?
It's fine. Stop.
All right, folks, the reason I have you up against that wall is, if it should happen to fall, I'll be okay. Now I want you to look at something. 1, 2, 3, 4 chute doors. Behind them chute doors is a great big hole called a pocket. It goes from this level to the next 2 levels up. That's how they transfer ore from up above us to this level to take it out. I need to make a cavity right there, 7 feet deep. Then I'm going to blast 1 hole at a time. If I tried to blast them all at one time, I couldn't get a foot of that rock. That dynamite will blow right out of them holes like a shotgun blast.
Fun? That was good.
In last week's episode, I mentioned that I'm converting a large closet in our home into a small office/studio. And this past weekend, I made some decent headway on that. I finished installing electrical outlets with the help of do-it-yourself YouTube videos. This is mounted. This box is mounted now. It seems pretty secure. Switch is going to operate this power outlet, but all the rest are going to be hot all the time. And I learned all of this from the internet.
Yes.
So I'm an electrician now. And also, I started installing foam tiles for the purpose of sound deadening. The closet with its concrete walls was a bit of an echo chamber before, and I wanted to cut down on some of that reverb, so I picked up these foam tiles on the internet. And I like how it makes the room feel high-tech and futuristic, like it's the inside of a spaceship. Alright, trip planning. How do I decide where I'm going to explore in the backcountry? First, with the help of GAIA GPS, I look for large parcels of public land. And now the next part's the important part. I look at the map to see all of the historical GPS data that I've recorded in the past. If there's an area that isn't showing any previously recorded waypoints or tracks, then that's the area that I explore. So up here due north of Tucson and southeast of Phoenix, there's a lot of BLM land, there's state trust land, and there's also national forest. I clearly haven't explored this area before, and when I zoom in on my map, I can see that there's networks of primitive roads and dirt roads all over the place. So I don't know what the scenery is like or what the terrain is like for a four-wheel drive vehicle, but that's what I like to find out. So I only ever do enough research to check for public land, to check for existing tracks, and the rest is pure exploration and discovery. Let's head out. In order to enjoy Arizona State Trust land, you have to purchase an annual recreation permit. State-owned land is very common in the Arizona backcountry, so acquiring a permit is essential. Fortunately, it's very easy to get and very inexpensive. I'll put a link to the government website in the description for this video. Too dense beyond this point. And that's okay because according to GAIA GPS, it terminates in a short distance anyway. I never talk about Venture Forward merch. I have t-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, mugs, patches, stickers, and insulated water bottles on overlandstyle.com, and this is currently on sale for $30 US as of April 25th, 2023. This stuff helps support the channel and keeps the wheels turning, and it also keeps your beverages cold. That hits a spot. Well, it was just a short drive out of Tucson until I left pavement. And then once I was on a dirt road, which was very smooth and well groomed, I followed that for about 25 miles before I turned onto a primitive track. And then I explored the desert a little bit, and it was all sparse, low vegetation, so I was able to fit the van everywhere I went. The trail descended into a wash and then climbed back out a little bit further north, and that's when I turned down this track to find this campsite. This is a little bit desolate, but it's wonderfully secluded. I've got sweeping views of the valley to the east and open sky to the west. I passed a handful of really nice dispersed campsites on the way here, but they were all along the main dirt road. This is the first one that I found that's just really out there. There weren't recent tire tracks on the road, and I don't think anyone's been here in at least weeks. I always dig deep for campsites like this because the perceived privacy instills a lot of peace of mind, and I sleep a lot better. It was nice sitting out in the chair for a little bit, but earlier there were a lot of gnats out, so I opted to put the screen down and hang out inside the van. The wind helps keep them away a little bit, but as soon as it dies down, they start to swarm, so I'm gonna go back inside. I've done this once before, but garlic parmesan wing sauce on top of pre-cooked shredded chicken that I got from the grocery store. Just add it, reheat, and you have a very easy, delicious, savory dinner. Bon appetit. What's the temperature supposed to be today?
The high temperature today in Pinal County, Arizona, will be 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and the low will be 54 degrees Fahrenheit.
Sunny and 80 degrees Fahrenheit today, although we're off to a breezy start. The air was calm last night. It'll probably subside throughout the day. I'm going to finish cleaning up around the van, and then we are going to hit the road and do some exploring. A little bit further north from the area that I explored yesterday and where I camped, and it's beautiful up here with the mountains in the distance and gardens of saguaros all over. I'm on a major artery right now, but I'm looking to turn off onto a primitive track fairly soon. Well, no time like the present. Let's give this a shot. I'm loving this trail network, this scenery, but I might have bitten off more than I can chew with the van. It's not too technical by any means. The van's been able to handle it with grace and aplomb, but it just barely fits on this track. These alarms that you hear going off, they're all proximity alarms. It means that branches are really close. All right, I can go left or I can go right. And I'm really tiptoeing along slowly, so it looks like if I go left, I'll get to a main road again, but I'm not sure how challenging it is, and the same goes for the right. Well, it's a roll of the dice. I think I'm going to go left. That seems to be the shorter way back to a groomed road surface. Failing that, I could come back and make a right, and if that doesn't work out, I can always backtrack. I am famished, so I'm heating up some leftovers for lunch today. Just chicken fingers, french fries, with ketchup, and then I'll get going again. Arizona is full of surprises. One moment you can be in the desert, it's arid, you're surrounded by rocks and saguaros. The next moment you can find yourself on the banks of a surging river. Although it'd be nice if it was surging a little bit less and was a little bit more inviting because it's hot. I was hoping to be able to go for a dip when I saw this on the GPS. Well, I did what I set out to do over the past couple days. I explored a large parcel of public land that I didn't have any previous experience in. My one regret was I was in the wrong vehicle for some of these last primitive roads. I want to be smart about where I take the van. I want to utilize its capabilities because it's a very capable machine, but I don't want to break anything. I don't want to break anything in the van, and I think that's fair. I could have brought the Jeep out here, put RNG in cruise control, and sip coffee while enjoying the scenery. The thing is, I never know which is the appropriate vehicle until I actually get to where I'm going. I'm gonna call that a wrap for this week's adventure and head home. If you'd like to retrace my steps and visit the same places that I visited, my detailed GPS data is available to Patreon subscribers and to paid members of Venture4WD.com. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next week.